Alright, first no, part two. Uh, I was supposed to do this a few days ago, but I ended up not doing it. So here we are. I'm going to start part two.
Full screen, theme,
Alright, so I have that, so hopefully it can read for me instead of me needing to read. Alright, we're getting into the game.
Why do I get the feeling Caprice has been mulling this over in her head for ages? Plans seem to already be in motion for her, and I'm not sure what choice I have left in this. I'm left to mull things over as I take my coat from the back of my seat and slip it on, the two of us taking our bags and joining the others in heading out into the hallway.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
Self-voicing disabled.
Alright. I hadn't even considered joining a club, let alone starting one up with all the work that'd entail. You're just gonna sigh? Okay. I can help, but I have my schoolwork to concentrate on. You know, getting a scholarship wasn't easy, and I'd rather not waste it. Are you just not gonna say anything? Hold up. The two of us head outside with our next classes in other buildings. As we do, I look about warily as students from other classes pass by. I'd rather not bump into that angry woman again. You're gonna bump into that angry woman again. Who were you held up with anyway? Bump into a friend? That would require there to be another beyond her in the first place. She's about the last person I'd call a friend. Kind of scary, actually. She might have been asking out of small talk before, but now I have her full interest. With reluctance, I think back to the event. Not sure if you'd know her. Tall, blonde, green eyes, very sharp look, with high boots, kind of pretty. Say what? Now that I have time to think it through, she was quite beautiful, and more than her body too. I liked her sense of fashion. I think I know who you're talking about, actually.
Huh?
You do? Yep. Our other founding member. Oh, of course. She hasn't dropped the idea of me joining at all, and now wants her, of all people, to be part of us. My reaction to the news apparently shows on my face. If you were thinking of the same person, I've seen her around. I've heard some things. She floats around the art department a lot, so the other art club tried to grab her. She didn't even pretend to consider it, just told them to get lost. Which means she's still free. If she already rejected one club, why would she join another?
Exactly.
Because it's led by me, of course. That's why I would quit the art club. I just sigh. I need to get to my class. Being late for one today is already too much. Resigned to my fate, I wave goodbye and start to head off. Not more than a couple of seconds later, I hear her calling out behind me. Okay. Before you go, meet me on the second floor of the arts building after classes, okay? We need to get started on finding a club room and stuff. Looks like I'm going to be a part of a scheme whether I like it or not. Dealing with that woman again makes me shudder, but she'll surely just reject Capricia, and that'll be that. Walking through the halls at these hours is a wholly different experience to the normal hustle and bustle. Heading up the stairs, I take my time strolling through the hallways. Everything is bathed in the orange of the sunset, the quiet of the halls, giving the building a serene atmosphere. It's calming after the day's events. It isn't until a good few minutes pass that I find the first thing of interest. A single room with the door left open. With curiosity getting the better of me, I stroll up the hallway and gingerly step inside. At least I can close the door for him. With only a handful of chairs actually set up against the tables, I think the room unused, if not for the paints, papers, and sketchbooks strewn across the tops of the cupboards. If Capricia wanted a club room, this would be as good as any. As I peer about, the sight of one particular canvas amongst it all catches my attention. The painting of a woman standing in the water sits drying on the easel. Water. Painter's utensils still lying about. My thoughts are suddenly interrupted by the creaking of a door opening further causing me to whip around in fright. Look who it is. The particular person standing in the doorway looking straight at me does nothing to settle my racing heart, much less the fact that I'm not even supposed to be in here. Sorry, I quickly try to stammer out something, but the words keep catching in my throat. Oh, it's the vending machine girl. Allison.
Hi?
Allison Merlo. So you do have a name? I'm Eileen Turner, for what it's worth. I quickly nod for all my nervousness about maybe being somewhere I shouldn't. Eileen doesn't actually seem to care that much. In fact, she almost looks bored. If this room's used by a bunch of people, there's a good chance she might not know I'm an intruder. Well, I'm going to close the place up. If you want anything, you should grab it. Not that I think you have anything here. The cold edge to her voice freezes my entire body.
Wait!
I can explain. At this point is where you just leave. You don't say anything, you just leave. Eileen narrows her eyes and crosses her arms, waiting for my response. A response which is interrupted by a familiar voice booming from the entrance. Of course.
Allie!
Hey, Allie. I don't think I've ever been so glad to see Capricia. Given this art club business was her idea, it's for the best if she explains it all. Good work, you already found us a room. This will work perfect. So Capricia got herself a new goon. I wish I was surprised.
Yeah!
Don't say yeah. What? You're not supposed to agree with that. Exactly. Or what do you want this room for, pray tell? Well, the current art club is awful. I'm sure you know. So instead of dealing with them, we're going to form our own. And it looks like you and Allie have found us our club room. I try my best to backpedal in a way that doesn't upset either. I just thought we'd draw a bit. Didn't mean to intrude.
Seriously?
I got permission to use this room to practice my painting, not for some dumb club. Sorry, but it's 2 against 1, majority rule. Bro, I don't like her. I actually don't like her. I didn't say anything about a club. Well, too bad. This is a dictatorship. Eileen stands her ground, staring down her opponent as I try my best to stay well out of their argument. Her resolve doesn't last long, though. I just wanted to work in peace. That isn't much to ask.
Come on!
But, shut up. Eileen turns to me after picking up her coat from a desk and pulling her scarf around her, being finished with Capricia.
Bye.
See you around, I guess. Yeah. Capricia just smiles and shrugs as she looks back to me. The argument they had just moments ago, flowing off her like water on a duck's back. I don't know what that means. Well, that's how it is. I feel like I got dragged into something. I didn't really think that'd work, but it was worth a try. She's not listening to me at all. Am I really just an instrument to try and win this argument between them. Now, I can't think that Capricia is forceful, but she means well. If this did end up being a club, I'd probably enjoy it. I don't trust Capricia. She is completely evil. As the orange of the sunset starts to wane outside, it becomes obvious that nothing more is going to get done today, just as Eileen said.
Take care.
I'd better head home. It's getting late. See you tomorrow.
Catch you later.
See ya. If you ever want to draw, shut up. I'm actually pissed about that. I'm so pissed about that. I just give a weak smile as I wave and take my bag, idly wondering if Rose will be cooking something for dinner or bringing home takeout. It's something more heartening to think about than today's efforts anyway. Got the Pepsi. As I collapse onto the couch and settle in, the deafening... Why don't you put that in the fridge, though? That's gonna bug me. It's just... Warm Pepsi? Ugh. Plucking my phone from my pocket after dropping my bag on the cushion beside me, I take a quick note of the time. I guess Rose got stuck in traffic. An annoying train of thought starts up once again as I put it away. One that's crept upon me occasionally ever since moving out, just waiting for when nothing's around to distract me. I can cope with the schoolwork easily enough. It's mostly just review right now. People like Capricia might be a handful, but they do liven up the day's routine. It's just a fair distance to campus from here, but the walk helps keep me fit. The silence, that I can't deal with. Grabbing the remote and flicking on the television at least provides some background noise, but it's no replacement for the sounds of home. There's no mother busying herself over the cooking pot to welcome me home and ask how my day was. No excitable older brother fighting about this silly thing or that. No father for me to happily see come home from work. It's just me now. My fingers roll down my screen in thought, as it brings up the lock screen, mindlessly tracing out the cracks in the bottom corner. I could easily call them right now. My mom and my dad both made it clear I could ring any time. But as I stare at the lock screen, a deep apathy strikes me. Before college, I'd thought that with my family and old friends, just a phone call away, nothing would feel all that different. Maybe I just couldn't admit to myself how big of a change this would really be. Admitting defeat, the phone ends up on the couch beside me as I watch television. The news is interesting today, so at least it's some distraction from all this. Just when I thought I'd finally found a friend or two in college, it ends up being a mess. Why do people have to be so complicated? As the door behind me opens, I close my thoughts on the subject. There's no point in mulling things over any further. That's chapter 2. I really like that art. Hold up. That looked really good. Ooh, I like that too. Yeah, I'm gonna end it here. It was a good episode. I liked it. I like the story in general. I don't like Capricia. Alright, that's the end. Have a nice one.
I'm finally facing it all, fearless.